What if reality as we know it isn't all there is? What if the key to unlocking a deeper, more authentic way of living lies not in modern science or technology, but in a forgotten technique, waiting to be rediscovered within the human heart? These aren't just the fantasies of mystical thinkers. They are echoes of ideas explored by one of the 20th century's most influential philosophers, Martin Heidegger. Heidegger's work wasn't just about philosophy in the academic sense. It was a profound exploration into the nature of being and reality itself. In this video, we're going to explore how Heidegger's ideas, particularly his thoughts on authenticity, presence, and transcendence, converge with an ancient heart technique, a transformative practice that can open up new dimensions of existence. By blending the insights of one of philosophy's greatest minds with spiritual traditions that have endured the test of time, we'll reveal how the path to a new reality lies in the unlikeliest of places, the heart. At the core of Martin Heidegger's philosophy is a question that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. What does it mean to be? This question may seem abstract, but its implications are profoundly practical. In his seminal work, Being and Time, Heidegger argues that most of us live inauthentically, caught up in the distractions of everyday life. We lose ourselves in social conventions, material pursuits, and trivial concerns. In doing so, we fail to confront the deeper, more existential reality of our own being. Heidegger describes this state of existence as fallenness, a kind of spiritual sleepwalking where we exist but do not truly live. We are caught up in the world's noise, never stopping to ask what our existence truly means. This resonates with the modern condition. Our relentless pursuit of external validation and distractions, from social media to consumerism, keeps us trapped in the surface level of reality. However, Heidegger didn't stop at diagnosing the problem. He also offered a solution. To break free from this inauthentic mode of being, we must embrace what he called being toward death. It sounds grim, but Heidegger's point is that by confronting our mortality, we awaken to the preciousness of life and the possibility of living authentically. This involves more than just intellectual contemplation. It requires a transformation of the heart, a shift from living in the mind to experiencing life with presence, intention, and depth. Heidegger's notion of authenticity is closely tied to another key idea, Dasein, or being there. Dasein is about being fully present in each moment, living not as a detached observer, but as a fully engaged participant in life. For Heidegger, this kind of presence is the key to unlocking the deeper truths of existence. It's not something you achieve by thinking more or knowing more, but by being more. And herein lies the connection to the ancient heart technique. The heart, in many spiritual traditions, is seen as the seat of deeper wisdom, an organ not just of physical survival but of spiritual awareness. The ancient Egyptians, yogis, and mystics of various cultures all believed that the heart was a portal to another dimension of existence. They knew something that Heidegger later echoed. True presence cannot be achieved through the mind alone. The heart technique involves quieting the mind, silencing the chatter of daily distractions, and opening oneself up to the deeper currents of existence. When you shift from living in the mind to living in the heart, you enter a state of heightened awareness. This is Heidegger's Dasein, the act of fully inhabiting your life in the present moment, unburdened by the distractions of the past or the anxieties of the future. Much like Heidegger's critique of inauthentic living, the heart technique reveals that our modern obsession with logic, technology, and material success keeps us trapped in a shallow version of reality. The true path to transformation lies not in the accumulation of knowledge, but in the art of presence, in being fully here, right now. Heidegger was famously critical of modern science, not because he dismissed its achievements, but because he saw its limits. Science, according to Heidegger, is concerned with measurement, prediction, and control. It offers us valuable tools for navigating the physical world, but it cannot address the deeper questions of existence. Science, for all its power, deals only with what can be quantified and observed. But what about the unobservable, the ineffable? This is where Heidegger's thought dovetails with the ancient heart technique. Modern science focuses on the conscious mind, the realm of logic, reason, and observation. But as Heidegger pointed out, this is only a fraction of reality. In fact, it's estimated that 95% of human cognition operates at the subconscious level, outside the reach of our conscious awareness. The heart technique allows us to tap into this deeper realm of experience, where intuition, emotion, and instinct reside. It's a way of accessing the 95% of reality that modern science neglects. Heidegger's critique of science wasn't that it was wrong, but that it was incomplete. It could never offer us a complete picture of reality, because it was inherently limited to the domain of the knowable. The heart, on the other hand, connects us to the unknown, to the mysterious forces that shape our lives in ways we can't always understand or predict. One of the most intriguing aspects of Heidegger's philosophy is his understanding of faith, not in a religious sense, but as a form of trust in the unknown. Heidegger's being toward death is, in a way, an act of faith. It requires us to embrace the uncertainty of life, to confront the fact that we do not know what the future holds. This kind of faith is not about adhering to a dogma or belief system, but about trusting in the unfolding of existence itself. This is precisely the kind of faith that the heart technique cultivates. When you live from the heart, you're not relying on logic or reason to guide you. You're trusting in something deeper, something beyond the intellect. You're operating from a place of intuition, of knowing without knowing. And this, in Heidegger's view, is the essence of authenticity. Living authentically, according to Heidegger, means embracing the mystery of life, the uncertainty and the unknown. It means stepping out of the comfort zone of the mind and into the deeper waters of the heart. It's about trusting that even though you cannot control everything, you are still connected to something greater, something that will guide you if you allow it. Doubt, Heidegger would argue, is the greatest obstacle to living authentically. It is the voice of the mind, constantly questioning, analyzing, and second-guessing. In Heidegger's philosophy, this doubt is part of the inauthentic existence, a mode of being that keeps us trapped in the realm of fear and uncertainty. Doubt, in this sense, is the opposite of faith. The heart technique offers a way out of this trap. When you live from the heart, you are no longer ruled by doubt. You are not concerned with what might go wrong or what others might think. Instead, you are fully present, fully engaged with the moment. This is what Heidegger referred to as resoluteness, the ability to face life with courage and conviction, regardless of the uncertainty that surrounds you. Resoluteness is not about having all the answers. It's about moving forward despite the questions. It's about trusting in your own being, in the wisdom of the heart, even when the mind is full of doubt. This is the essence of transformation. It's not about overcoming obstacles, it's about transcending them. Heidegger's philosophy isn't just a theoretical framework, it's a call to action. His critique of inauthentic living and his emphasis on presence demands more than just intellectual understanding. They require practice, discipline, and commitment. Heidegger believed that authenticity could be cultivated, but only through conscious effort. This is where the heart technique aligns so closely with his philosophy. The discipline required to live from the heart is not unlike the discipline Heidegger described in his concept of being toward death. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, even when it's hard. It's about practicing presence, embracing uncertainty, and trusting in the deeper truths of existence. When you commit to living from the heart, you are practicing the very discipline that Heidegger saw as essential to authentic living. You are stepping out of the mind's endless chatter and into the stillness of the present moment. And in doing so, you are shifting into a new reality, one where your life is not governed by fear, doubt, or distraction, but by the quiet power of faith and presence. Heidegger's philosophy was not merely an intellectual exercise. It was a guide to living a deeper, more meaningful life. His emphasis on authenticity, presence, and faith provides a powerful framework for understanding the transformative potential of the heart technique. By blending Heidegger's insights with ancient spiritual practices, we unlock a path to a new reality, one that is not confined by the limitations of the mind, but expanded through the wisdom of the heart. In the end, both Heidegger and the ancient mystics point toward the same truth. The answers we seek are not out there, in the external world, but within us. The heart holds the key, and when we learn to live from it, we open the door to a life of authentic presence, faith, and transformation.